Yo,
Yo,
what's happening, man?
going on, man? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you good. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Well, thank you for taking the time out to talk with me. This is the Making Plays Convo, and really, we're just going to be talking about all the great plays that you've been making throughout your career and how you made them. But I always like to ask, how are you and your people doing during these times?
Man, we safe, bro. We blessed. Thank God. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Staying out the way, brother. Staying out the way. But
Uh,
it seems like you've been making a lot of plays throughout your whole entire career. I mean, music, modeling, TV. You're an author now, influencer, acting. I mean, the list goes on and on.
right.
Obviously, 2020 has been a wild year. But what were you working on before things kind of shut down?
Um, Man, before things shut down, I was supposed to be doing a film that I had produced that I'm starring in. So that was like the big play early on in this year, and then that when that came to a halt, I had to shift things up. But yeah, that was my main focus, man, was that and getting back into the modeling. I kind of took last year off a little bit on the modeling stuff. So I was like, I just went to Fashion Week in Milan, and I was supposed to be going to New York Fashion Week to walk in some shows. So those are like my two main plays that I thought was gonna take off this year.
Wow. Why'd you take off last year?
I actually took off modeling last year to focus more on setting up the play for my movie. So I was
Mm,
doing a lot of like writing and pitching and just really focus on the acting side of stuff. I was in and out of acting class and coaching and shooting like short films and stuff. So I took the focus off of modeling.
got you, man. So have you adjusted to everything? What does a typical day look like now that we are living in this new normal?
Man, it's crazy. I literally had to like write out a schedule because I was find myself just watching damn TV all day and I make a schedule, but I put like a little cool schedule together where it's like get up, work out, read for like an hour, do some writing, and then I gave myself like a couple hour window in the evening to watch like whatever shows or movies I wanted to watch. But I kind of put like a priority set list of making sure I'm working out every day and
Right.
making sure he's doing something productive with the writing.
I think we all went through that phase initially when we were trying to figure out what the hell is going on, that
Right,
we were either sleeping a lot, eating a lot, watching a lot of TV, or playing a lot of video games. I was
right,
doing all the above when it first started. And like you, I was like, nah, I gotta get my mind right and get back to my schedule. So
right.
yeah.
A lot of 2K.
Yeah, yeah, man. I was playing games I ain't played in a minute.
Getting
But
that play up.
right. But yeah, I want to go back to the beginning because I know you moved around a lot growing up. I mean, you lived everywhere from Minnesota to Mississippi, to Florida, just to name a few. But what was like your first passion? Because you do a lot.
Yeah.
And what did you want to do when you were growing up?
My first passion was basketball. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a ball player. I played basketball all day and night. And then my senior year, like the offers that I had because my grades weren't up to par, I didn't really have the offers that I wanted. So I had a bunch of like D2s in Iowa and North Dakota and like smaller cities. And I wanted to play at UCLA. I wanted to come to LA initially anyways. But my grades weren't up to par. And so once I had to kind of like make a decision like, am I going to go play D2 somewhere in a small town and try to work my way up? Or am I going to try to find like another passion? I kind of just went to like my secondary passions, which was it was entertainment, but it
Okay.
was music. So, but yeah, basketball was life. I thought for sure I was going to the league. I was like, this is it.
Yeah, yeah. So you made that shift to music because I know you've been doing music for a minute. Take me through the progression of things. Like, what was it that really hit first for you? Because when did the modeling and TV and
Yeah.
everything else start coming in?
I moved to LA in '06
Got
to the music and modeling stuff, and I ended up coming out with a buddy from Minnesota, and then we connected with some guys that we met in LA, and we formed a little rap group. It was like four of us, and we formed a little group, and we actually linked up with Bone Thugs and Harmony's management team,
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
so yeah, so they were like, "Yo, like we gonna try to make y'all like a new age Bone Thugs and Harmony," and so. One dude
Wow.
singer, and then like the other three of us were just rappers. And so that was kind of like our first like run into somebody that like believed in us, where we was like, yo, this music could actually do something. But then our egos, we started like bumping heads ego wise, and the group thing was like out, we were all like, nah, this ain't gonna work. We all kind of got our own vibe. And so I branched off to do like my solo thing. And well, I actually, me and my boy from Minnesota, we branched off and did like a partnership, me and him. And then once again, the egos kind of came into play our head. We started bumping heads, and then we went
Yeah.
ways. But yeah, music, like once we had that first run in with Bone Thugs management, um, it kind of let us know that we was onto something. And then like I got my opportunity. I connected with some people who were doing like syncs, and so I
Okay.
was getting records like placed in commercials and TV shows and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is a nice little residual check. And
Yeah.
so this was like leading up to America's Next Top Model in 2013, before I got like my real like claim to fame. I
Okay.
had that were coming in with some little checks with the music, and I was just about to try to go on like a little tour that I put together myself, like on the East Coast, right before a buddy of mine approached me and was like, yo, they're having guys on Top Model, you should go try out.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm a rapper, I'm not really trying to do model thing. But I was like, I guess I'll give it a try. And that's when everything just shifted. It was like, boom, model.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's an amazing story, man. But you still kept up at the music because I like that collaboration you did with Eric Bellinger, who's one of my favorite
I
artists.
appreciate that.
Yeah, that jealous joy. How'd you two link up?
Man, I used to always run into Eric because I used to do club promotion. Man, I did so many damn things,
Man,
but
you do everything, bro.
everything, bro. I try to hustle, but I was promoting. So while I was doing music, I was like, let me try to club promote. I heard that was like a good way to get your music, you know what I'm saying, directly in with the DJs and network with rappers and singers. So I was club promoting, and I met Eric a few times at the club. And then when I came off Top Model, he was like, bro, he was like, I see you a model now. He was like, I need you to model my hair. And I was like, all right. I was like, I'm gonna need a hook though. I was like, I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we just connected, man, and we just kept vibing like real strong after that. But yeah, it was he showed love on the I showed love on the clothing line, and he showed love on the hook, and it just worked perfectly.
Man, that's what's up right there. I know most recently you put that song out, you, Ryan Lamar, Jack Red, and my G. I ain't going back. Do you plan on putting out more music this year?
Yeah, man, I actually have a couple records I want to put out this year. I kind of, with like everything in my focus this year is like really shifted. Like I've been on like a real spiritual journey, a real like positive
Mm,
journey. And so I kind of had to like shift the direction where my music was going, and even like linking up with Ryan Lamar and him kind of like bringing me into like the Christian hip hop scene, you know what I'm saying? Like unexpectedly, like the energy, it feels more like less stressful for me coming like
mm.
things like it. I can tell my story and be passionate and not have to like feel like I'm fitting into like something that I'm not really no more. So yeah, man, I got some really good music that I've been working on, like really inspiring, powerful messages that I'm definitely, I just don't know when I'm gonna put it out. The music thing, man, it gets so tricky with me because of business, the business side of things always like irritate me, and I'm like, forget it, I'm
Yeah,
out.
man, that's real. Speak on your spiritual journey that you were talking about. What was it that sparked it?
Well, initially it was when my father passed away in 2017. It kind of like really made me start looking at life differently, and like trying to really understand purpose of living, and like why are we here? Why do people just are gone here one day, gone the next? And it was
Right.
awakening, but I was still like not fully invested. And then the top of the year, like I was supposed to get married this year. We was planning on like settling down,
Right.
family, and I made some bad decisions that ended the relationship, and I
Mm,
had to like really, it was the same time that we got forced to go into quarantine, and so I really just had to like sit with myself, and like really I wanted to really pick apart like the things that I didn't like about myself, like where it stemmed from, and I talked to my pastor, and I started getting really close to like my pastor and some Christian rappers that Ryan Lamar had connected me with, and man, it was like everybody kind of just started coming into my life like organically to really help take me down this new lane and this new journey, man. But yes,
Yeah.
top of this year.
Wow. That is an amazing testimony right there. So where does the book come into all of this? Was the book something that you were working on before this transformation took place, or after?
So the book came after. So
Okay.
I always wanted to write a book, but I never knew like what. I was like, I want to tell my story because I always wanted to give my fans a look into my journey before the fame and success, but I never really knew what direction I was gonna take it or how I was gonna give this positive message or this powerful message to help transform other people. And so the book came to play this year when I was talking to my pastor, my mentor, Tony,
Yeah.
and he was like, yo, he was like, every man kind of deals with the struggle of temptation and fighting temptation. And like it's one thing that a lot of men have to overcome, but a lot of men in the position of power don't really speak on it. And so
Mm,
we'll see situations where we'll see people get caught up cheating or whatever, and it kind of gets brushed under the rug. And like
yeah.
we don't get a look at them and be like, well, how did you get through that? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't get those answers. And so I had to go search for these answers.
Mm,
Like men that have overcame it and that have been married now for 20, 30 years and faithful, God-fearing husbands. And so I wanted to just kind of use my situations and help anybody that's following me and somebody that they may know that may be going through it, because a lot of the younger generation, we don't really have like that person to look up to or to follow that's kind of moving on a really like positive path, like
yeah.
it's we don't I don't see many of that. And then coming up in the inner city, most of us came up without a father figure in our life, so we're kind of bouncing our energy off of our boys, trying to see who we gonna follow and who's doing as right as possible, so that's
Yeah.
like for me.
That's powerful right there. Did you feel like you got a lot off your shoulders or off your chest once you wrote it and you put everything out there?
Oh yeah, man. I felt like it was such a therapy for myself, like a clear the air, clear all, put it all out there, start this new journey with nothing to weigh on my shoulders, man. It felt really good to do this for myself.
Yeah, man, that is awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to go check out the book. So how do you balance everything out? Because you kind of talked about that earlier when you get into the music and then something else comes up, whether it's
Yeah,
fashion, modeling, a TV opportunity. How do you balance all of these things that you're involved in?
man, scheduling. I gotta write out a heavy schedule every week. I gotta have my focus of what my priorities are during this week. Usually top of the year, I'll like line up what projects mean the most to me or what my main focus is going to be in the year, and then I kind of just dive in throughout the week. So, um, like, yeah, man, it's crazy because as a creative, it's like we be all over the place. Like I gotta have
Yeah,
to keep me in line, otherwise, like I'm like, bro, I gotta finish this album, and now I want to act, and now I want to write a book, and now I want to model, and they're like, bro, you're doing so much,
yeah,
like keep a heavy schedule so that I at least have like one project at a time, and then I can move on to the next.
that's real, man. That's real. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up on this question right here. You know, 2020 has been a crazy year so far, the first half. But what do you feel like the second half looks like for you?
The second half of 2020 for me, man, it's crazy because I tried to plan out this year so much, and it's just every time I make a plan, it gets shut down. So
Yeah.
I just been going wherever God takes me this year, bro. But I mean, I would love to still shoot my movie this year. It's a powerful project, so I would love to finish that up this year, and then just spread the word in my book. I think right now is just more what I'm learning is we're in a position to really focus on. Yo, can you see me? My bad. Somebody called me.
Oh yeah, that's all
Right
good.
now, like right now, we really I feel like we've been put to focus on our self growth and to help as many people as we can. So that's really my main focus, is just to spread as much positivity and creativeness as possible throughout the rest of the year.
Well, bro, you definitely do that. I appreciate you opening up with us, man. I appreciate everything that you're doing and the spiritual journey that you've been on, because it's only going to help, like, it's only going to help other people that are feeling the same way or have been through similar experiences. And especially during the times that we're in right now, people
Yeah.
need inspiration, they need hope, they need testimonies. We
Mm-hmm.
all need it. So, you doing what you're doing, I think that is divine timing for real.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And it helps me too. Like most of the stuff I do, it's like I do it because I need it for myself. Like I can go back and look at my book and hold myself accountable for actions in the future. So, I'm just blessed to be able to do it for me and hope that it touches as many people as possible.
Definitely, man. Let's make sure we support the book so we can get it like on iBooks and Amazon and all that stuff.
Barnes and Nobles, iBook, My Truth, it's everywhere. If you search my name and My Truth, it'll come up everywhere.
All right, let's make sure we support. We ain't gonna ask for the hookup. We're gonna support black businesses and stuff. We're gonna
Let's
pay the
go.
full
Let's
price.
go.
You know what
Let's
I mean?
go.
But listen, yo, no, real talk, man. I appreciate your time, man. And let's make sure we stay connected. I'm in Atlanta, so when things open up safely, you come through,
For
pull up
sure.
to the Pandora office, and we'll chop it up in person.
Sure, man. I appreciate that.
No
My phone
problem, bro.
blowing
Be
up.
safe
My
out
phone
there.
blowing up.
It's all good.
All right, we'll connect soon, bro.
Yeah, be safe out there, bro. Later.
All right, boss.